So, I kind of conjectured that the other day that yesterday would be the last day of Masques block, and then yesterday obviously proved that incorrect, and today's probably going to do so too. Yesterday you recall seeing all those white cards from Mercadian Masques in stacks by converted monocost, and I'm sorting through them, and you know, I figure while I'm sorting through them right now, getting them all unstacked up, blah 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 blah, and ready to be put away in their final order, oh boy. While sorting through these, I decided I had to just bust out the camera and start talking about why Masques block sucks. Specifically, Mercadian Masques. Right here, I'm looking at two drop cards in white. Let me see what we got here. Honor the Fallen. Colorless and a white, it's an instant. Remove all creature cards and all graveyards from the game. Gain 1 life for each card removed this way. This is a rare. That is a rare. Now, white's had a handful of graveyard effects over the year. Not near as many as black, but more than most of the other colors. I mean, playing with the graveyard is something that white does more than any other color except for black. In fact, your top 3 graveyard colors are black by a big margin, then white, and then finally green gets a little bit of action, and then red and blue get a tiny bit thanks to things like flashback cards, and to a lesser degree things like Anarchist, which is 4 colors and a red for a 2/2, that when it comes into play you take a sorcery from your graveyard, put it back in your hand. All well and good. But yeah, like I said, white's your second biggest graveyard color, so right here we have an instant that hoses graveyards, and is life gain. But the problem I see with it is that this Masques block wasn't really heavy on graveyard manipulation, nor was Urza's, the previous block, and nor would be Invasion, the coming block. So really, it's not all that. It's yeah. Especially considering the fact that for the mana cost, you're looking at something that's, other than the instant speed, with no warning, you're looking at something that's technically inferior to Tormod's Crypt. And it's a rare! It's a rare! Why would you do that? Why would you print that in this block? I mean, I understand if it was a graveyard-heavy set or graveyard-heavy block, yeah, print something like that. Right up there with Spiritual Focus, colorless and a white, it's an enchantment. Whenever a spell or an ability an opponent controls causes you to discard a card, you gain 2 life and may draw a card. Now, the May clause on the draw card is not that bad. But the thing is, we're looking at a rare card designed to hose discard. Discard was not strong. The discard was not strong in Masques block. It wasn't strong in Urza's block. It wasn't really strong in Invasion block. Though Invasion block did have some fun discard cards in it. Most notably things like Blazing Spectre. There was also a blue-black Spectre. I can't remember what it was called, but it was a slower card than Blazing Spectre. But oh well. But oh yeah, I mean, you could build a halfway decent and really fun discard deck just out of Invasion block cards. But in Masques, but not necessarily effective though. It would be fun discard, simply on account of the fact that your opponent wouldn't absolutely positively hate you for playing it. There are a lot of people that despise discard as a mechanic, and I can't say I blame them too much. I mean, discard is one of the 3 most hated mechanics in the game. Discard counterspelling and land destruction are the three most hated game mechanics there are. And I have no problem with any of them. Being a part of the game, I think some of them are stronger than others. But that's just my opinion. Soothing Bomb, colors on a white for an instant, target player gains 5 life. Don't we have something like that imprint right now? And nobody plays it? I wonder if the one imprint right now has a draw card effect. You know what? Hold on. I'm going to put the camera down for a second. And I'm going to go look that up real quick. There it is, found it. White Sun's Passage. Okay, so it's absolutely identical to White Sun's Passage. Do you know how often I've seen White Sun's Passage played? Like, once. By someone who had no idea what the hell they were doing in a draft. Stop and think about that one, folks. Yeah. Stop and think. But, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Then we have Tonic Peddler. A colorless and a white for a 1/1, and special abilities white, tap, discard a card, target player gains 3 life. Okay. And that's an uncommon. I mean, I could see that if it was printed in a block where you had Madness, as an example. But really? Really? Bad life gain. I mean, it would be different if it was like a mechanical copy of Healing Solve. I mean, if it actually said target player gains 3 life or prevent up to 3 damage to target creature or player. I mean, in that case, that'd be awesome. That'd be worth an uncommon. But it's not. It's really not. Renounce. Colorless and a white. It's an instant. It's an uncommon. Sacrifice any number of permanents, gain 2 life for each. Really, guys? Really? Bad life gain? I mean, granted, in a pinch, it can actually turn a game. It can actually buy you a round. Possibly enough time to, you know, swing a game. Because if your opponent just alpha strikes on you while you're open, you can just cast that, sacrifice all of your lands, gain enough life to survive the turn, and then go all out on your opponent in return. But that's really corner case. It really is. Another example of just how bad this block is, or especially this set. There's much nicer stuff in Nemesis. But here we go. Javal Queen, 4 colors and double white for a 4/7 vigilance. That's it. That's it. So let's compare it to Sarah Angel. Now granted, Sarah Angel was not in print at the time, but it would be reprinted about a year and a half later, as a rare. And a handful of years after that, the Wizards of the Coast decided, you know what? This really isn't working as a rare. It's not good enough. And seeing as how Sarah Angel was not originally printed as a rare, that kind of makes sense, you know? She was originally an uncommon. She's an uncommon today. But, yeah. So here's comparing this to Sarah Angel, where losing flying and gaining 3 points of toughness, and this is considered enough of a trade-off to tack in an extra colorless mana into the casting cost. Really? I mean, I could understand that level of efficiency at the common slot, because if I recall correctly, there's like 2 colors and a white for a 2/2 flying griffin, right? Now, if you remove flying and tack in 3 points of toughness for it, making it a 2/5 ground pounder, and tack in 1 colorless mana to its casting cost, you've got 3 colors and a white for a 2/5. That's pretty close to what we expect for efficiency out of a common. I believe it was Pillarfield Ox in Zendikar block that was 3 colors and a white for a 2/4. So yeah, that level of efficiency is not off for a common. We expect more out of rares. I mean, and that's one of the... Oh boy. Let me tell you. Well, I am telling you, heavens forbid. And this is one of the reasons why... One of the reasons why this block was just so... Especially this set was so hated. Just hated. Yeah. So I've ranted about this. And don't get me wrong, there was actually really fun stuff in here. Here's something I put aside because I had extras of it. Trap Runner, 2 colors, double white, so a little bit on the high side for a 2/3. This is a card that I would gladly have seen printed as a 1/1 and just cost double white. Seriously. Its special ability, tap. Target attacking unblocked creature becomes blocked. Now, not only is that kind of funky, see, what's really funky about that is it makes trample more worthwhile. As a lovely example, I mean, I remember once I attacked with in a draft game, I attacked with a Goblin Gavalier, 1/1 trample who gets bonuses when there's equipment attached to him. I attacked the Goblin Gavalier with no equipment on him. He's just a 1/1 trample. My opponent blocked him with a 1/1 utility creature, then sacrificed the utility creature for whatever effect. And I'm like, okay, so you're taking damage from this, and Gavalier was blocked, and he's got trample, and your blocker's gone. Holy crap, hey, take some more damage! And, yeah, because that's one of the things you really overlook. But, I mean, that's one of those things that would make trample, that would really help to illustrate how trample can be good. Especially to younger players, you know, because there are a lot of younger players that'll take a more powerful creature over a slightly less powerful creature with trample. I mean, because once you get to the high end of the curve, it's like, you know, the difference between, say, like a 5/4 with trample and a 6/4 without. And when you look at that, you know, the single point of damage, that can throw off younger players. But, you know what? Trample's good. Trample's really good. Of course, on the other hand, I'm also really glad they put Trample back into the base sets, too. That was waiting to happen. I'm also glad they finally put Yavimaya Worm back into base sets. Well, not back into, but into base sets. Because it's, you know, for the same mana cost and power toughness as Crawworm, you get Trample as well. So it's like, it's just flat out incredible. At least compared to Crawworm. Oh, Crawworm. Yeah, you know, I don't want to talk about that right now. Hey, look, there's Volrath the Fallen. 3 colors and triple black for a 6/4. Colors and a black and discard a creature card from your hand to give Volrath the Fallen +X/+X till end of turn. where X is the discarded card's converted mana cost. That's kind of nifty. That's kind of nifty. I mean, he's got a big body, and he's got a nifty ability that enables graveyard recursion, especially considering the fact that he was printed in the last block to see Dark Ritual reprinted. I mean, I'm dead serious. You could power him out on turn 2 with a pair of Dark Rituals. There's something fun to think about, guys. There's something fun. It's like, yeah, turn 1 Swamp, turn 2 Swamp, tap, tap, double Dark Ritual, Wallwrath the Fallen, go. Next turn, I'm going to pump 2 black mana. Well, actually, that's an instant speed, too. So he's like, swing with Wallwrath, do you block? Okay, cool. I'm going to pump 2 mana, and I'm going to discard like a big creature out of my hand. And Wallwrath is huge. Take 10, 11, 12, whatever. Take a bunch of damage. Say go. Next turn, untap, upkeep, draw, swing with Wallwrath, blocks, okay. You chump block, that's fine. Cast a graveyard recursion effect and get back the huge guy that I pitched to Wallwrath last turn. I mean, you can do stuff like that. You can do stuff. I mean, that's fine. But I don't know. I just don't know. So yeah, like I said, I was sorting through it, and I just could not contain my disdain for the suck. I just couldn't. And that should illustrate to you, by the way, how much I really do love this game. It's a great game. I love the game. I've stuck with it despite Mercadian Masques. I've stuck with it despite Odyssey and On Block, 2 of my least favorite blocks, coming out in rapid succession. It's bam, bam. It's like, seriously, right there, that's like a year and a half of suck. It really was. Almost 2 years worth of suck. I mean, yeah. I mean, in the time I've been playing, there have been people who've quit because they didn't want to keep up with the game. People who quit because they didn't want to pay to keep up with the game. People who have quit because they didn't like certain sets. There are people that quit because they didn't like Homelands. People that quit because they didn't like the wait between Homelands and the next set, which was Alliances. And mind you, that was probably worth the wait, too. People that... there's people that quit at the beginning of almost every single block. Oh my god, Magic is dying, they've done this, that, the other. Yep. I'll tell you something right now. People that want to talk about Magic is dying, Magic is not dead by a long shot. There's still a crap ton of design space in this game. And they keep demonstrating to us year after year. Not only that, people who've been playing a lot of for a long time will tell you that there's a lot of design space that they haven't touched or have barely touched. Just as an example, Urza's block, first appearance of cycling. I sat there and said, why don't we have alternate cycling costs? That would be really awesome. Several years later, we have cards with all sorts of different cycling costs. That's awesome. Cycling costs, madness costs, echo costs. There's so much more that can be done just with those mechanics. For example, we've seen echo costs of mana. We've seen echo costs of discard a card. We may have seen echo costs of lose some life. I'm not sure. But, there's all sorts of great echo costs out there. You could have, an entire block where they brought echo back, where the echo cost on black cards would be discarding cards yourself, which would, of course, make reanimation effects in that particular block probably be a little bit overcosted. But just to make up for something like that, you'd have echo costs in white consist of your opponent gaining life, or even yourself gaining life if you wanted to actually overcost the cards slightly. I mean, say white with a 2/3 for a 2/3 or a 2/2 with an echo cost of gain 3 life. That wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be bad at all. Yeah, delayed life gain? Yeah, sure, why not? Who cares? Maybe echo cost in red. Echo cost, sacrifice a land. Green echo cost, return a creature in your opponent's graveyard to his hand. Blue echo cost. I don't know. Blue echo cost, tap a creature you control. You know, there's so many things you could do just with that, you know? Just with that, just with the mechanics they've already made. The ones they've already made, you can do so much. So, yeah, I've been babbling about this for a while now. I guess I'm getting a lot of thoughts in on game design here. I wasn't expecting to do that in this particular video. I really wasn't. But, que sera, sera. But, I was going somewhere with that, too. Well, not with que sera, sera, but I was going somewhere with, oh yeah, Magic is dying. Magic is dying. You know, everyone who sits there and says Magic is dying, it's just like, you know what? I'll tell you right now when Magic is dying. You know when Magic is dying? When they make From the Vault Power 9. That's when Magic is dying. Right then and there, that's when Magic is dying. Another thing I don't like is there's one guy down at my FLGS gym. He's not a bad guy, but he every now and again says some things that I just look at him and I bite my tongue because I so want to turn to him and say, Jim, don't say that, because every time you say that you sound monumentously stupid, and I know you're not. For instance, he complains, he'll complain about like the From the Vault series and stuff like that. Well, they came out and, you know, no one could get their hands on it. They should have made it so everyone could get their hands on it, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, I understand being upset because you didn't get a chance to get your hands on this stuff. I didn't hear about From the Vault Relics until after I got back from Iraq. It came out like the summer I was in Iraq. I got back home. A few weeks later, I heard about it for the first time, and I'm like, what? And I cannot tell you how much I would have loved to have gotten it and paid retail for it. Especially seeing as at the time I had, you know, money for that kind of splurging. But, hey, whatever. I mean, it sucks, I'm not going to lie, but, you know, if you want to sit there and say, well, everyone should have a chance to get all the cards, and it's just like, hi. It's a collector card game. It's a trading card game. You're missing the point if you think everyone should have all the cards. You've just totally taken part of the point of the game and flushed it down the toilet. Heavens forbid it, you know, the whole trade/collection model that they use with different levels of rarity, that's part of how they make their money, is people trying to, you know, the quote-unquote chase rares and chase uncommons that you know, that they print every now and again. Yes, because sometimes there are people who will buy booster packs upon booster packs looking for these cards. And it's a horrifyingly inefficient way to find them, but it happens. And, you know, you miss the point. You really do. I mean, I'm not going to say they don't deserve to make money either. I mean, it's a great game. I love the game. I've been playing the game for about 17 years now. I think 1994. Yeah, about 17 years now. It's June of 90. Yeah. It's June of 2011 right now. I believe it's September or October will make 17 years of playing the game for me. Okay? I'm not about to say that the designers don't deserve to get paid. You know, I'm not going to say that the play testers don't deserve to get paid. I'm not going to say the guys in R&D don't deserve to get paid. You know what? Because they do. They really do. Because I've gotten a lot of fun out of this game over the years. And, you know, these people deserve to be paid for this. They really, and I'm not going to begrudge them that. I mean, all of the executives and the pencil pushers and the legal guys, I'm like, I'm not particularly keen on them. I think of their presence as more secondary or even tertiary. But you know what? They help enable the game coming into my hands. If not for them, the game would not be in my hands today. And as much as I dislike saying it, yeah, I mean, these people deserve to get paid too. I mean, I'll be perfectly honest. You know, these guys are there basically to deal with a lot of the red tape, make business arrangements, blah 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 blah. Because let's be perfectly honest with each other, guys. A lot of gamers don't know crap about doing business. I mean, for what I know about doing business, I know that if I owned my own business, I'd be crappy at it. I really would. Because I enjoy the game too much. I'd lose sight of the point of a business, and the point of a business is to make money. That's the long and short of it right there. Just that, you know, Wizards and the game designers and so forth and whatnot, they all make their money by giving us games. Well, not giving. They make money by selling us games. Because if they just gave them away out of the goodness of their hearts, where would they be? They'd be on the street frickin' begging for coins. Nobody wants that. Oh, I'm babbling again. I do that. I'm prone to it. Prone to it. Yeah. So, I'm going to go back to sorting through this stuff, and we'll see where I'm at in tomorrow's video, and hopefully, if I'm inclined to ramble, I'll just keep my dumb trap shut and and just put out a video and maybe just a short update. So, yeah. Alright. Have a good one, guys. Be safe.